Okay, hello guys. Today I'm gonna teach you guys on how to use insert H loop. So first off, I'm gonna explain what is insert H loop. Insert H loop where you could find under the mesh tools bar and the text is called insert H loop. When you press that, what it will do, it will add subdivision or lines, as you can see here, on your object. There are two kinds of insert H loop, or there are two kinds of line that you can insert. If the line on the objects are vertical, I mean horizontal, like this one, it will insert a vertical line. If it's a vertical line, like this one that we just created, or any other line, if we click here, it will create a horizontal line. It will add a horizontal line. This is some manual way for you to add subdivision inside your mesh or object or model that you're making. So what's the point of using insert H loop? Insert H loop is for you to help highlight the shape that you're making to be high resolution or to make the edges look refined. Currently, what you're saying is what you're seeing is the process of modeling. If you press on your keyboard the number 3 key, you can see that your shape or model either would be different than the one that you're currently making, or it can be just a sphere. And you might be wondering why. It's because in a 3D software, if there's only 4 sides, it will register as a circle, even though it's a square. How do we fix that? That's why we use insert H loop. Okay, again, to get the insert H loop tool, you go under mesh tool and click insert H loop. Now, as you can see earlier, if I press 3, it shows the final look of the model or the object that you're making. And this is not what I want. I want a cube. I want a sharpened cube with pointy edges and everything, and I don't want a sphere. And if you press to go back and forth between the final look and the working face look, you press 3 for the final look, you press 1 for the working face. So 1 for the working face, 3 for the final look. I'm going back to the 1, so I'm gonna click 1. So here you go. I'm gonna add a line here. What will happen when I add this line? Earlier when I pressed 3, it was a sphere, right? Now, if I press 3 again, instead, it's no longer a sphere. It has a face instead. There's a surface made because we add that line. Again, okay, here is me not adding the line. It became a sphere. I'm gonna add a line here, or the H loop there is gonna create a surface. This is a half circle that you would say. Let me add one more on the other side here. If you look at the final look again, pressing 3, it's gonna be a cylinder now because we only add 2 faces. Okay? Since I'm creating a perfect square with or perfect cube with pointy edges, this is not enough. I'm gonna add more here so it create the surface on the top so as below. And I'm gonna press 3 again. Going to my object mode. you can see the square, I mean the cube is now a cube shape, but the edges isn't sharp. So we're going to fix that. How do you fix that? Well, as you can see here, there's a theory when you're trying to put an edge loop on a line, is that for each line that you're trying to make it sharpen, make sure the other side is also sharpened. Earlier, if you look, okay, we're trying to sharpen this line. We have to put two more lines so it will sharpen. One on top of it and the other one is the other side below of it. So I'm gonna put here, a line will appear on top of it. Technically this is on top of it, and this is below it. Now when I press 3 again, it is sharpened. I'm going to my object mode. See, it is sharpened, but it's not fully sharpened because I only added these two on one side. You should add it on all of the side, so it is sharpened. I'm gonna add one here. I'm gonna add one below here because we're missing one here, and I think that's enough. Make sure the edges looks like this if you want to make it sharpen. Now when I press 3 again, you can see the cube is now sharpened. See, it's no longer smooth or look beveled. Oh, I missed one side here. I'm gonna add here, and you can see it's sharpened. Earlier it was beveled, now it's sharpened. So this is the insert edge loop. But keep in mind, on previous classes that I taught you guys, when we model, we always model on low resolution, meaning there's only a few surface that are there. There's only a few subdivision is that. A cube only needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you add more, keep in mind, if you have more subdivision on your model, the space that it created for the software itself to save the file is gonna be huge. It's gonna take a lot of space on your memory, so you better watch out for that one. That's why you don't go and click around adding more lines like this. It's just gonna heavier the file, and you don't want that. And you don't want to ruin your computer processor trying to process all of these extra nodes just to create the same thing. All right, so this is the insert edge loop. Before I end this tutorial, I'm gonna show you guys what happens if you do add the edges, right? But what if it's not close to the edges? If you put the insert edge loop, but it's not on the edge. So what will happen? I'm going to squeeze them in. I'm going to squeeze this one into. Same goes to the one that I create below. I'm going to squeeze it in. I accidentally did. Okay. I'm going to squeeze it in. Okay. I'm gonna press 3. Okay, now all the edge loop that we add earlier are not near the edges. Now if I press 3, it will look like this. It's not sharpened, it's not highlighted. This, unless you're going for this shape, then you should add the edge loop like that. But if you're not making something like this, make sure to put your edge loop near to the edges as you can. Near, make it near. Just make it near. See? Okay. Now if I press 3, it's sharpened and it's neat. So I hope you guys understand how to use the insert edge loop. Okay,